Hi there. So, um, in this video, we're going to explore artificial intelligence as an intermediary, and we're going to look at different different APIs. We're going to try and integrate some of them, and yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. So I wrote an article recently about AI as an intermediary, and that's basically what we're going to try and do. And yeah, so there's different APIs. There's Gemini, and then there's ChatGPT API, and then there's there's many of them, and we are going to try and see which one can give us the best value for the buck. And what's the saying? There's a saying. So the best value for the buck, the best um yeah. And there's Hugging Face Inference API. I think it's this one. I'm basically going to try and integrate it and build a tool depending on what time allows. I'm not sure if I have VS Code, but I prefer to use VS Code for this. Okay, let's download VS Code. Also, this is going to be plain coding, which means we're not going to be using any AI in coding, just to see how far we can get or how far you can take it. You're going to use a mixture of JavaScript and TypeScript. So you can follow along and try and do the same. But the idea behind AI as an intermediary means that, so you might have seen startups like AI startups, and you might wonder like, how do these startups use AI? Because they sure as hell aren't open AI, right? And the idea behind is, um, you can use it as a layer between your application and, so there's the user gives input, and then the input goes through your application, and then the application calls a layer that has AI embedded via an API. So that means AI exists on that layer of the API, and then it gives the output back to the application, and the application gives the output to the user, presents the output to the user. It's two. So this is installing. If VS Code is not set up the way I prefer it to be set up. I think I'll just use Casa instead. And this is join the Hugging Face community, access the Inference API. Inference API provides fast inference for your hosted models. The Inference API can be accessed by user HTTP in your favorite programming language. What does this mean? Hosted models. Does it mean that I have to host them myself? Because I don't think I want to do that. I do not want to do that. API URL. Oh, it means they are hosted on Hugging Face, and you can call them. Yeah, I think this is okay. I wonder what it means hosting on Hugging Face. Let's check pricing. This is where they get you. Look at this. 10 private storage capacity, 0 GPU cut and highest queue priority, spaces depth mode, 0 GPU spaces host. I don't wanna do this. But Hugging Face was supposed to be free. Let's check if these. Let me see the API pricing part. So the reason why it's very hard to find free alternative for APIs is because it's because you can basically sort of like GPUs are very expensive. Like computing is very expensive, and if you want a free alternative, it's going to cost you one way or another. So even here, I'm gonna spend more time thinking for myself the best part of recording engineering across industries. See, 1.7 maybe 1 million tokens, and then let's see Google, if Google was generous. Just need something free to use. I think this might be the best option. Gemini API, and then I have to build with the list at the Gemini API and the Google be used to train Google Yes, not submissive Google AI. Not only that, the developer building. Yes. No. Okay, let's see. Let's see here before they give us an API key. There should be like some free tokens for developers, right? Since this is free marketing on your end, so free marketing to my 20 proud viewers. So you ain't gonna tell me that's not worth anything, right? It's gotta be worth something. It's gotta be worth like 20 subscribers is like 1,000 tokens at least. They're asking me to set a billing. The free tier, and I don't know how that's going to cost, right? Or how much that's going to cost rather. Field usage, copy API key, rename key. Okay, I think we can just use this and see. Or I haven't added billing, so if they charge me, they are going to charge in the void. So this quick start shows you how to install our libraries and make a first Gemini API request. Using the Gemini request API, you can create one for free. Damn, I like this. Looking for this. Okay, go Gemini. So we're looking for these commands. Okay, we are good to go. Let's see if VS Code is ready. Again, npm means node package manager, and it is basically how you install node. How you install node libraries. So VS Code now also comes with like this default AI. Use AI features, use goodbye library. I guess I chose this. Choose your theme. Section. Built-in terminal. It is already installed. Done. Next section. Done. Next section. Okay, we are good. And this is the terminal. Using PowerShell. Let me see if I can start to use Ubuntu. These and these. These. This is good. I like these. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to call this mid AI. Then switch into mid AI to code to open it here. We can just open folder. How do you install again VS Code in path? Code, code, install, install code, code. How do you install this? Then, so there's a command that allows you to just open the folder here, because I'm not saying it. Okay, let's check again. File, open folder. I see why it's not working. It's because it's in Ubuntu or WSL, so you can't find it here. Wonder where the directory for this lives. Is it okay? Config. I don't really know where the directory for WSL lives. Okay, I think I'm just going to go with the code. Yes, code, command. So Command Shift P, and then Mr. Type. I'm looking for this one. Let's check if this command even exists. No, it didn't work. Shell command. Let's copy this. Come here. That's what I was looking for. It's not here. Okay, I need to find it in another way. Doesn't. If you're a new developer watching this channel, you should know one thing. Is another name for being a developer is Googling as a job. You just Google stuff all day. going to try and finish this video without using AI, because I think we get used to coding the old-fashioned way, you know. Okay. Same command palette. Current. Okay. This is not showing for me. I think I have an idea why it's not making. It might be because maybe Casa overrode this. How can we fix this? Oh, they named their AI VS Code. Okay, I'm going back to using how do I install code in terminal? No, don't ask me, skip for now. So I'm skipping it. I want to show my credentials. Let's just use this. Again, this is set up so you don't have to do this if you were using. Need to remove these open stuff. Code need AI. Command open on phone. Can install it. So that install mail club. This means that you have something like open here. So you need to install open. that command we added before was using something called open, the one we just added in Zish. If you do not know Zish, that's like, how do I explain Zish? So let's just check if open is available. Now let's run this code media. I don't want to fight these, so just exiting. Setting up this again because try something else, which is this, and then I'm going to find the terminal. I'm trying to set the terminal to use to use I'm trying to set the terminal to use WSL and see if when I open it it's going to, we are wasting time here, so let's see. That's what I needed to do. So let's close this and then file. Let's try add folder to workspace. Not finding it. Cancel. So it's crazy that I can't manage to add this folder here. You know what? If this, we're going to use Casa instead. The Casa is already set up, so it should be very easy. But one thing I've realized about Casa is it's heavy as hell. So Casa is a bit heavy, but it's what we have, so it's what we're going to use. think part of the reason it's heavy is because we have maybe like I don't even think we have extensions, like a lot of extensions installed. I think it's just heavy on its own. If all of this fails, we can just use Notepad, so do not have a problem. See how cursor is taking long? Look at VS Code. Just look and see. And VS Code is going to open in a heartbeat. So VS Code, here we go. Like it's just faster, you know. But look at cursor. What are you still doing? One of those people complain about tools. You see, add folder to workspace. Add folder, file system, VS Code. Yes, help me create a folder. The first minutes just went into this PS. Okay. Let's see if Casa is available here. So this one's going to install Casa. And install this. Our problem is that we are looking maybe on Stack Overflow. Let's look at the official docs. Let's open this. Download and install additional time. Copilot in VS Code. To run VS Code by timing code, add it to the path environment where the following command shift V and then shell command. So shift V, shell command. And manually configure the path by doing this. Copy this. let's do this. These it here, start in a comment and code and then paste here. And I'm hoping this is the right path. Save, fish. So here I'm just executing. What? Okay, I think it's working. Okay, it is working now. And this means we can close. Goodbye, cursor. So, why did I spend time setting up this? It's because here, if here it's just going to make me move a bit faster. So I can now do, I can list folders, and then I can do code -r dash int AI, and this is going to open the folder. I will not finally going to allow it. Yes, I want to allow it permanently. And then it's going to open a new terminal. And we have made AI here. Then we can authors. And the authors I shouldn't I trust them. And we are eventually going to change the profile to be to default to WSL, and I can see it here. WSL means Windows Subsystem Linux or something, and it's basically how you can be able to run Linux on Windows. And delete this. Let's see if, oh no. And now we get, we can do npm init. And description, an AI as Intermediary. Let's leave these. Here, Let's refresh to see. Okay, we have our package.json. One thing I mentioned in my previous video that this is where all of every code base should be starting. Like if you're starting to navigate a code base, this is a good point to start. So we are going to be building an API and maybe some very basic UI. And if you hear some background noise, it means that there's someone disturbing and making some background noise, some random noise that do not want to interrupt. And let's log in and start by installing this. So if you're going to be building APIs, we need another library. And we need to know what does this API do, and what it's going to do is sort of what application are we building, what does Mid AI do. Just create a readme here and readme.markdown, and here we're going to say Mid AI. Again, do not confuse it with Midjourney. This is a beta AI, and I'm going to call it an actual AI. And what is it going to do? What if we build something like, we can build something that reads text. We need to find like an actual problem and try and solve it. So that can be, well, it's installed, and if you come here you should see it. GenAI, let's close this. I don't think we're going to need it as much. Okay, let me just increase the size. Okay, that's better to make it more visible. So we are going to need, we could use a framework. This is how it's executed, and you can use it for all of these. So text generation, image understanding. So I'm trying to see what we're going to build. So text generation, image understanding. What does this mean? Image understanding. What do you mean image understanding? It's an image. Kidding. Gemini models are built to be multimodal from the ground up, unlocking a wide range of image processing and computer vision tasks, including but not limited to image captioning, classification, and facial question answering without having to train specialized ML models. You can provide images as input to Gemini using two methods: passing inline image data ideal for smaller files, uploading images using the file API. You can pass in the request. You can provide image data as base64. You can fetch an image from IRL, convert it to bytes, and pass it to generate content as shown. Instrument image, Gemini 3 Flash, uploading image using a file API, prompting with multiple images, JavaScript. And further trying to detect objects in an image and get their bounding box coordinates to image dimensions. So you can do something that like text, like you scan an image or a paper and then it gives you the output of the text. I think that would be really cool. And let's see how far we take these. This is interesting. So you can recognize like these images, but I wonder if it's going to be able to recognize text. Okay. Let me see documents, able to be Gemini can process document using native vision to understand entire document context. This goes beyond just text extraction, allowing Gemini to analyze, interpret content including text, images, diagrams, charts, and tables, even in long documents up to. This is cool. I think this is what we need. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. I don't want to beat around the bush. I want to get to actual AI that processes documents. Let's not be comedians and try to actually write something useful. This artificial intelligence will read any document up to 1,000 pages. So what I meant by AI as an intermediary is, so how this is going to work is you're going to have a user and the user is going to hit our app, and then so the user is going to come, they're going to hit our app, and then our app is going to haven't done anything and it's almost, and then we're going to have our, we're going to have made AI here, and then made AI is going to analyze the input provided by the user and then this is a very bad sketch of what you're trying to do, but there's a better sketch on the thumbnail of this video. And here we're going to do this. Yep, so we're going to do something like this, and you can just make it 2 lines. Yeah, so we're going to do something like this. So the user provides an input, and that can be a picture, and then that input goes through an app, and then we use Mid AI, and then Mid AI is going to give us an output, and the output going to be, again, what I meant by you don't have to show the user whatever you're doing in the background. Like, the user doesn't have to know that they're interacting with it. They just need to know that it works and it's solving a problem. So this is what you're going to try and do. So to move a bit faster, you're going to install the Express, and you can just come here, Express MDN is a really good documentation that you can come to when you're using Express. And we need a server and we need a client. But first I want to make sure, I wanted to make sure I do not lose this code, this code, this. Remember, this is what we're going to use to convert a PDF into something that AI can sort of, a user can sort of understand. And here, add API key, calling it GMI API key, Gemini, just going to call GMNI, Gemini API key. Okay, this is what we're going to do, and I think we can even do this without using Express, but yeah, I can do this without using Express. Because this is just a normal asynchronous function and you can be able to run it without Express. So let's try that first. Let's run this JavaScript file without Express first. I'm just going to call it new file, or even save this as gni.gs. I think this type matters, but I can just make it JS. Save. It did get saved. Look at where it went. File gni.js, and then paste this here, then check if we have node. So we have node, and then you can do node gmi.js and see what the output is. I didn't do anything. Just, oh, it's not saved. Yep. Now we have an error. We cannot use import. We cannot use this to do this. Just to make this a bit complex, let's come here and that one command, which is npm, dev, that is not server.js, right? Then let's rename this to server. Name this to server, then we're going to do it in run dev. Missing script dev, but oh, it's not saving. And then not use import statement outside a module. There's a way you change this. Module, what goes here? Module, what goes here? Going to have to open trying to see if I still remember to code it out AI, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Cannot use import statement outside the module. So let's just check this syntax error. What does it mean? So I have to do type module. Module. Then there's a duplicate. Oh, there's a duplicate. So now let's try and run this again. Think it has started, but it's not doing anything. It's not even giving an output. So let's try and add a logger here just to check, and you can even add it before it gets at this point. So save this, stop the server, run the server. No output. And you're not giving us output. We need an output. Thank you, Brian. Oh yeah, hey Brian. That's so cool. API error, API key not valid. Please pass an invalid. It's complaining. It's complaining. It's like, why are you giving me the wrong API key? I need the right API key. Can you give me the right API key? Why does everything have to be about API key? Can't you just have a normal argument? But why didn't it log this? Is it because it's out of context? By context, I mean it's not part of this function, and it's like executing this function. Let's try this and see. But yeah, I was aware it was going to give us that error, like the missing API key, and we need to find the API key and add it. Well, you should already start thinking, well, this is a user making a request, because this, well, on this line, what it's fetching is a document, right? You can see here .pdf. So what it's fetching is a document, so you should already start thinking it's taking this long. So if it's taking this long, I'm not sure why it's not logging. And mid-AI might not be as good as we want it to be. Anyway, I don't want to waste a lot of time, so I want to create a file and call it the .env. And what this file does is it stores your secret variables, right? Your secrets. Basically, think of them as your secrets, right? And what I'm going to do here is going to come and go back, find my API key. Where was it? It's here, right? Not here, it's the first one. And go back here. Key project created on, and I'm looking for this to be specific. Come here, call it Gemini underscore API underscore key equals dum, and put it there and save. And I need to set up a way. I don't think this is going to oh, I see what was happening. I have two files open. Alright, so I have two files open, right? So let me see. I need to remove this. just need to remove all of these. Need to save this, close, come back here, put my logo up here to test, save. I need to move a bit faster, which means I'm going to open another tab. What do you mean terminal failed? One thing you should know is that it is very unpredictable. Like tools are very unpredictable. Sometimes they are your friend, sometimes they are your enemy. Sometimes they like you're not going anywhere and you have to get used to it. So here I'm going to install a library called .env, pmrun.env, and install. Before I do this, I need to check where we are. Need to switch to need and need to now install the TM and this is now installed. How do you check that it's installed? You can do npm ls something like this exists. Yep, so you can see all our three packages: GenAI, the Temp, and the Express. And what we're going to do next is we are going to check how you use that package. In the previous video, I touched on how you can go on npm library. It's not called npm library, I don't know the name, just a website really like this. Registry, it's called the registry, to find all the packages. So this is the registry, which means you can come here and look up any package you want. So let's try .tmv because that's what we're trying to use. And load environment variables from here and the TMV file. Again, why do you have that .tmv file? So the .tmv file is going to allow you to, so there's secrets, right? There's like every project has secrets. These are like things you do not want to show to the user. So if you have secrets, you have to sort of not you don't want to show these secrets, and you have to use a .tmv file. And yeah, this is how. So we have done this, so these can be, these are some examples of your .tmv, or they can be, not this guy, you know, the secret. These are the secret. So these are the secrets. So Google API key, Twitter API key. So these are things as a developer you do not want to reveal to the user, right? Yeah. To, or whoever is working on that specific project. And how does that work? So we're going to copy this. I have like this, I cannot even call it, have a way I prefer code written. then like I just have like a desire to have beautiful code. I think code should be beautiful, you know. So like if you use require, like require is not sexy, you know. I think code should be sexy. I don't know. I think when code does not look good, I just have this feeling that it might not function good. I know you might not be like it might be like a silly thing, but I think code should look good. Code must look good. Ugly code is bad code to me. Like that's just my theory. Like when code looks ugly, it's going to be hard unless you operate in maze. Like so when I'm writing code, a lot of what I do is trying to figure out is trying to figure out how do I make code at least less ugly. Uh-oh. Process the TMV. Instead of using two loggers, let's just use one and put this here. I don't know what you need to do with this .tmv. I think it's .tmv .config, something like this. But I have a shortcut that allows me to, okay, I do not have it. I'm just going to run this. Yes, we have our Gemini key here, which means we can use it. So what I have done is I'm just checking, because if we were to remove this .mconfig, watch. So I just did control command to comment it out, and then close this, then do this. Oh, it's still there. That's interesting. I haven't saved. I don't know. I'm always forgetting to save. Again, always you can see that it's gone, right? Like it's not there. So by installing that the TMV package, we were able to actually run it. So this might be we might not finish this video because I have to get to something, but I'm hoping we can at least get some type of output, and then maybe we can pick it up another day and try and add more functionalities on top. We can even, if this function runs, that's some progress to me. And so let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's uncomment it out. Again, to comment or uncomment, just use control or command. This is it. This is it. Save. Here we have to use process, plus this process the tmv the Gemini API key. Save. Come here. Run this. Wait for the output. Oh, one thing I mentioned, I was, did you see this time that happens between when the request is made and when we get a response? So ideally a user shouldn't wait this long without some type of, this is when you usually show like a loader or something, or or some type of indicator that a request is pending. Here we go with the output. So this is the output that Gemini just gave us. And if we are to go to this link, so control click, control click, control click, control click. Okay, has opened. He opened like a few of them. But let's see. So he took a PDF and he gave us actual text, which is cool. So AlphaFold improved protein structure prediction using potentials from deep learning. Protein structure, okay, I don't know what this means, but I know that we have this output. This document details the development and performance of AlphaFold. Oh, it actually is really smart. A deep learning system by DeepMind. Okay, that is so cool. And you can try another document. It doesn't have to be that one. We can try. Oh, is that document by ChatGPT? That it was based on. How is that document? It has like a very popular name. How was the? Well, what was the name? What was the? This is going to be the last part, and then we can call it Z. You can just do things. Was it like some something? It's something like ChatGPT document, research document. What was this? Writing this wrong. What was an AI research, initial research doc? You probably have like a bunch of them, but there's this one that became very popular. It's called. I'm not an AI researcher, so you can't blame me if I don't remember what it was called. And I'm sure if I asked ChatGPT would know. I was trying to find a PDF of that and trying to use it as an example, but we can find another PDF. We can just add PDF here. If you remember the doc name, just let me know in the comment, and then just it's crazy that I talk like this and then there's no one in the comment, but yeah. Let's try using these, but this is a CDN. But I think it should work. So next time you can try and add maybe like a loader and some stuff, and have this document pass through like an input rather than, okay, let's reduce the size now that we have here this npm run dev. You feel free to steal this key. I'm going to change it after the stream, so you can use it. It's not going to work. Yeah, you get an output. So if you come here and look at the beginning, you can see the research behind the first GPT model by deep learning label data to perform well. Okay, yeah, so that's it for today's video. In the next video you can try and put a UI on top of this and see how like you actually do not have to show your users or tell your users you're using AI. Like you can build a tool on top of an AI without telling users that you're using AI behind the scenes. Awesome, so till next time, hasta la vista.